tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Tell me where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you wanna fly or do you keep the Bible on cop? The Most High is my rock.
TK.
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on cop. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutting. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Tell me where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you wanna fly or do you keep the Bible on cop? The Most High is my rock.
TK.
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock.
We're live.
Shalom, Israel. Shalom, everybody online. Welcome to another live class here with the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're located at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. And our class times are Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 10. Slot. Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Friday from 6 to 8. And Saturday from 10 to 2. If you're local, feel free to join us. We'd love to have you. We have a school in Virginia. It's located at 2610 Granbury Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 78217, I believe. Where's my sheet? All right, my sheet right there. What is it?
The zip code or the address?
The zip code.
73517.
73517. Is it? 735. 23517. That's what it is. Norfolk, Virginia. 23517. She got it. Class times are Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7 to 9. Okay? So if you're in Norfolk, Chesapeake, Newport News, Virginia Beach, it's not too far away. You feel free to join them for class. We also have, I forgot to get, a school in San Antonio. They have moved buildings. We got to get that address for y'all. Got to get that address for San Antonio. But if you need that information, hit us up. We can get that for you. They have classes Tuesday through Saturday from 7 to 10. Also, we're trying to get things rolling in Albuquerque. All right, so if you know anybody that wants to learn, wants to get taught, the brother Mashaba, he'll be happy to oblige. Just again, hit us up, let us know, so we can get whoever needs to be pointed into the right direction. All right. For now, Mashaba does the Blog Talk Radio every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30. All right. You can catch us here live on YouTube under the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We also have ISBHPK Virginia live class, ISBHPK Albuquerque, ISBHPK San Antonio. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to all those channels. We have our kids class, which is live in the building every Shabbat at 2:30. We also have pre-recorded classes that you can catch. All right, so look out for that. If you need any orders, anything made garment-wise, you can go to Facebook, search Everything Israel Wear, and they can put that in for you. Also, the school departments, they're selling shirts to raise money for the school. All right, so she'll put up the flyers for that. Those shirts are $30. If you need to reach a teacher, my number is 303-557-8979. You can reach Kazakia at 281-707-2737. And you can also email us at isbhpk@isbhpk.org. All right, for any questions or concerns. Text only during class. We have Hanukkah starting mañana. All right, so there will be no class for the rest of the week until next week, Friday. So Friday will be the first class back. So if you don't see us, we didn't disappear. We're just celebrating the feast. If you'd like to join us here in Houston, hit us up. If you'd like to join Virginia, hit us up. Same thing with San Antonio. Let us know if you're local. You want to participate, congregate. Just let us know. Get with us. We're actually going to go over Hanukkah. It's going to take about 30 minutes to go over it. Doesn't take too long. Not a lot of info. A couple of scriptures, some definitions. We're going to go over Hanukkah so everybody knows. All right. If you'd like to support the school, we have our website, sweetambiance.com. You can go there. You can put in orders for the smell goods. We got our subscription box. Got our bath bombs, our soaps. Sister made some soaps last night. Coffee soaps, listen. The coffee soaps smell bomb. Good skin exfoliation. I didn't know you could use coffee for that, but learn something new every day. So yeah, got the coffee soaps, man. But we do a lot of different smells, a lot of different soaps, aromatherapeutic, body oils, fragrant oils. So yeah, if you'd like to support that way, sweetambiance.com. Should put the information on for any vows or alms or offering that you want to give. You can do so with the Google Wallet or with the Wells Fargo account monetarily. Any donations you want to give that way, you can do it that way. Anything that you want to send to the school, any books, pens, papers, things like that, school supplies, highlighters, markers, anything you want to send, please hit us up before you mail anything. That way we can give you a correct address. All right, that's going to be it. Wow. For the announcements, let's go into this Hanukkah real quick, and then we're going to finish up the class from Wednesday. All right, so where do you want to start?
We're going to start at, so this is going to be for the Feast of Lights. We're actually going to start at the Zondervan.
Right.
This is going to be for the Feast of Lights or Hanukkah or the Feast of Dedication.
Right. Yeah, three different names. Right? So we're going to go into the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. It's not the Bible, but it's the Bible Dictionary. Okay? So, don't want nobody to think we're adding to the word. We're just going to define what Hanukkah is. So you go into the Zondervan. If you got this one, this big boy, it's page 280 under Feast Days. And you have all the different feasts that we observe. We're going to be under the Feast of Lights. So, I'll read. It says, the Feast of Lights was observed for 8 days, beginning on the 25th day of Kislev. Kislev is our December, okay? Or December. It was instituted by Judas Maccabeus in 164 BC when the temple, which had been defiled by Antiochus Epiphanes, king of Syria, was cleansed and rededicated to the service of Yahweh. So Antiochus Epiphanes went in to Jerusalem and they defiled not only the temple but the people, man. You know, when you start at Maccabees, the first chapter, and you read from Maccabees chapter 1 and 1 all the way through, you know, it talks about Alexander and it goes through and it goes into Antiochus Epiphanes and all these different historical figures that it proves the Bible for one as a history book, right? Because it names Alexander the Greek, Antiochus Epiphanes, King Darius, Xerxes, all these different men that history has proven that they exist.
Got it.
All right, so the Apocrypha goes into Antiochus Epiphanes and his reign and his taking over of Jerusalem and how he did things, and it goes in depth. So it says the temple was defiled by Antiochus Epiphanes, king of Syria, which was cleansed and rededicated to the service of Yahweh. During these days, the Israelites met in their synagogues, carrying branches of trees in their hand and held jubilant services. The children were told the brave and stirring deeds of Maccabees to rouse them to noble emulation. So, and I believe, I just gotta check on it, but I know that we've done it in the past where every night, I believe we read a chapter in Maccabees about the rededication, but we're just going to skip to the point. We're just going to skip to the point and go from where. So that's what the Zondervan defines it as. An 8-day feast, a rededication. That's why they call it the Feast of Dedication. All right? It's a rededication of the temple that Antiochus Epiphanes came through and destroyed. It said they profaned the temple. They offered up swine's flesh, had sex in the temple, right? That's what the heathen did. And so when Judas Maccabeus, you know, you got to read about him and the things that he did with his nephews and sons. They made a stand and they fought and they regained the temple and rededicated it, cleansed it, cleaned it up. And so that's what we celebrate.
Got it.
Right? Now, remember, and I do got to put this out. This is a tradition. This is a tradition that was kept. When you go through the law of all the different feast days that Moses handed down from the Most High, Hanukkah wasn't there. Right? Because there was nothing to rededicate at the time. But now through tradition, we keep this feast day, right, as something that's righteous. All right?
All
right, so where we going from there?
We're going to go to 1 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 30.
1 Maccabees 4?
Verse 30, yes.
I'll read it. 1 Maccabees 4 and verse 30.
And just a synopsis, this is when they were coming up against Judas Maccabeus. This is a war that was about to take place. This is after they had already taken over, and they had already destroyed the temple and did what they did in the temple. So this was us going up against them once again. So yeah, you can start at verse 30.
One sec. Let me go here real fast.
All right.
Is it? It's
Yeah, when you read up to this point, we were at constant war. Again, we're going to be starting at 1 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 30. And when you read up to this point, we were at constant war with Antiochus Epiphanes. So this was after, you know, they came and they wanted Judas Maccabeus to go and to sacrifice unto the idol, and he was like, nah, we're not going to do that. And ever since, we started going to war against them. And they destroyed the temple, profaned the temple, like we were saying, sacrifice swine's flesh, all that.
Go to Jeremiah 6:16 real quick. Jeremiah 6:16.
Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord.
Read.
Stand ye in the ways and see.
And do what?
And see.
What ways is he talking about? Go ahead.
And ask for the old path.
Ask for the old path. Now, remember, Jeremiah 10 tells us the way of the heathen is vain. The customs of the heathen are vain. Now, again, all you got to do is go back to how much emphasis you put on Christmas, right? How much emphasis you put on your own birthday, how much emphasis you put on Easter and New Year's and all these fictitious vain holidays and put that much more emphasis on Hanukkah. It's important. So he's telling you, stand in the old path and ask for the old ways. Why? Go ahead.
And ask for the old path.
Read.
Where is the good way?
Where is the what?
Good way.
Because Christmas wasn't the good way.
Ooh, at all.
You died on January the 1st trying to pay your rent because you bought up all the rent money in Christmas presents. You bought up all the rent money in the Christmas tree. Look how many people's houses burning down because of Christmas lights and Christmas trees catching on fire.
Done.
How many people's electric bill, they can't, it's more than they rent because I gotta have my lights up. I gotta appease my children. The good way is following the old paths of righteousness. So we gotta remember that, man. Whenever you get caught up in the conversation, why don't you celebrate Christmas? Well, it's not the good way. It was never something for us to celebrate. Christmas, New Year's, Easter, Halloween, what's the one in February? Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day, President's Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, all these days, right? These weren't the old ways. If you do your research on Christmas, it was illegal to celebrate Christmas in America in the 1900s. They made it legal for the purpose of commerce. They needed to boost the economic system with shopping. Nobody left their houses during the winter. So they said, hey, we gotta celebrate Christmas. We gotta get people out to go shop. It's the biggest shopping season of the year. Right? So this ain't about the season of giving and all that crap that they try to pump you with. This is about how you fill your how they can fill their pockets with your hard-earned money. And then lie to your children and say a fat white man did it. Fat white man is the one that brought the presents. And somehow he flew around the whole world in one night, delivering to all the good boys and girls. And all the naughty boys and girls didn't get anything. So we got to seek these old paths that are good. Go ahead.
And walk therein.
Right.
And ye shall find rest.
You shall find what?
Find rest.
And that's why people can't find rest, man. Because they're so caught up in the cycle of holidays, not holy days. These holidays keep you broke. They keep you trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? Where there's no unity even in America's holidays. There's no good that comes to our people. It says there's no good to him that is occupied in evil. So when you've got these demonic holidays that you occupy yourself in, what good can come to you? None. So we got to be real careful, right?
And if I can say something on that, because people will be like, "It's Christmas. How's Christmas demonic, or how is it so bad? I'm just giving presents to people, right?" But when you think about it, it's you go out of your way to go and to buy presents. You teach your child that your child can be bad as hell for the whole year, and then when Christmas time is coming, now your child can just be trying to be good just to be able to get a couple Christmas presents. It's all you train yourself to just go and to give gifts, and you don't really care about the person. You're not really there for the person when the person really needs you. And when they really need love, you're not really there, but you train yourself like, you know what, Mom and Dad, I haven't called you in forever, but during Christmas, as long as I give you a gift, you'll be fine. It's like your kids. Like when you were a child, man, I could be bad, but when it's coming close to Christmas, as long as I'm good, I can get something. It's all about just
making a list, checking it twice.
Yeah, man.
Right? All that BS. Because that's what it is. And the whole time, man, your parents was blowing smoke, lying to you, because they got lied to.
Like, I just think about it, man. I can remember when I was a kid and not getting a good Christmas present, or not getting a present for Christmas, and how that'll just mess me up. I'll be pissed for a week or pissed for 2 weeks. I want a video game or I want new shoes, but my mom couldn't afford it. So because my mom couldn't afford it, and I got some, like some socks or something. Now I'm pissed at my mom because my mom couldn't get it. But being a kid, you don't understand that what your parents is going through. You just look at all the other kids and what they got. But that's the nonsense of this holiday, man.
Yeah, and all the customs of the people that are vain.
It messes up the kids.
Yeah, it turns the kids into little greedy.
It makes them vain.
It turns them greedy. It turns them vain. That's why it says the customs of the people are vain.
Yeah.
When you follow the customs, how much more vanity are you into? So that's all it is. When you get that Christmas, you get the Christmas gifts, and you go back to school. All it is what you get for Christmas. Everybody's looking at your shoes. What new clothes? Oh, I got some new earring. I got this. I got that. Yeah. We gotta steer our children away from that and show them that the holy days that the Most High has given us, they promote unity. They promote, if I don't have it, then I got it for you. They promote charity. They promote sacrifice. A lot of you sisters need to wake the hell up and understand the sacrifice and the example was that.
Trump just got impeached.
Okay, let's do kind. Right? But the sacrifice that it takes to even host these feasts and put them on, like, it's a lot of sacrifice and dedication. And sisters got to step up to the plate. Anyway, we'll deal with that. Let's go to the reading. Right? Because we want to get through this and then we want to hit class. So go to Maccabees. I'll read it. Maccabees chapter 1 verse
4
verse 30.
Yes,
First
sir.
Maccabees chapter 4 verse 30. And I'll read it. When he saw that mighty army, he prayed and said, Blessed art thou, O Savior of Israel, who didst quell the violence of the mighty man by the hand of thy servant David.
This is Judas Maccabeus. So he sees the army coming. He's gonna go to war, and he's seeing it, but he didn't get scared. He didn't get cowardly. What did he do? He prayed to the Most High. And I'm gonna read the scripture real quick. It's 2 Maccabees 15-21. It says, Maccabeus, seeing the coming of the multitude and the diverse preparations of armor and the fierceness of the beast, stretched out his hands towards heaven and called upon the Lord that worketh wonders, knowing that victory cometh not by arms, but even as it seemeth good to him, he giveth to such as are worthy. And that's just to show, man, victory doesn't come from the multitude of an army because you got tanks and weapons and guns. It comes by whether the Most High wants to give you the victory or not. Read back in verse 30.
Verse 30. And gave us the host of strangers into the hand of Jonathan, the son of Saul, and his armor bearer. So even Judas Maccabeus is like, look, let me follow the old path. Yahweh, take me on the old path that was good. The same path that you took Jonathan on when he won the war. The same path as David.
Yep.
Right? Shut up his army in the hand of thy people Israel, and let them be confounded in their power and horsemen. Make them to be of no courage, and cause the boldness of their strength to fall away, and let them quake at their destruction.
God.
Cast them down with the sword of them that love thee, and let all those that know thy name praise thee with thanksgiving. So they joined battle, and there were slain of the host of Lysias about 5,000 men. Even before them were they slain. Now when Lysias saw his army put to a flight in the manliness of Judas's soldiers, and the manliness, not the cowardless, not the faithlessness, it said, and the manliness of Judas's shoulders, and how they were ready either to live or die valiantly. He went into Antioch, Antiochia, and gathered together a company of strangers, and having made his army greater than it was, he proposed to come again into Judea. Then said Judas and his brethren, Behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up and cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
God.
Upon this, all the hosts assembled themselves together and went up into the Mount Sion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and their altar profaned, and the gates burnt up, and shrubs growing in the courts as in the forest, or in one of the mountains, yea, the priests' chambers pulled down, they rent their clothes and made great lamentation and cast ashes upon their heads.
God. And you know, we can use that today, man. That's you seeing the state of your people. Like then they saw the state of their temple, and they were in a state of mourning, man. They felt bad. And it's just like today, man, you should see the state of your people. You should be able to, like the scripture says, for the hurt of the daughter of my people and my hurt. You should feel hurt the same way these men were hurt and want to go to war, but not physical war, but the spiritual war. Go ahead.
And fell down flat to the ground upon their faces and blew an alarm with the trumpets and cried towards heaven. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortresses until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law, who cleansed the sanctuary and bare out the defiled stones into an unclean place. And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profaned, they thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach unto them, because the heathen had defiled it. Wherefore they pulled it down and laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former, and made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple, and hollowed the courts. They made also new holy vessels. So they weren't trying to use the same old raggedy vessels that were defiled. Why? Because in the law it tells you, if something defiled touched the vessel, that vessel was made to be destroyed. So they were keeping the law here. Right? They made new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick, the altar of burnt offerings, and the incense, and the table. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light to the temple. Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils, and finished all the works which they had begun to make. Now on the 25th day of the 9th month, which is called the month of Keslu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made. Look at what time and what day the heathen have profaned it, even in that was it dedicated with songs, citharins, and harps, and cymbals. Verse 55, then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the Most High of heaven, who have given them good success. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days, and offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of the deliverance and praise.
So this is where we get the celebration of the 8 days. Back in verse 56,
right.
It says, they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days, and offered burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrifice the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. And not to take it too deep, but remember you were mentioning one time, these fake Jews, these Israelis, they only read the Torah. So how would they even get to celebrate Hanukkah? Because it's not in the Torah.
Right.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it out of First Maccabees. That's where you get the history about the dedication of the Feast of Lights. So how they don't even know what they're celebrating. It's like the scripture says. I think it's John 4:24. You know not what you
worship.
You know not what you worship.
Salvation is of the Jews.
Salvation is of the Jews. They celebrating something they don't even know how they celebrating it. They ain't never read it before in their book. But yeah, man. So in verse 56, that's where you get the 8 days of rededicating the temple.
Let me read on. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold and with shields, and the gates and the chambers they renewed, and hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the 8 days of dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year, by the space of 8 days from the 5 and 20th day of the month Keslu, with myrrh and gladness. At this time also they built up the Mount Sion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before. And they set there a garrison to keep it, and fortified Bethshura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea. Right? Now, they asked, can we give Shalom? Question is it okay to be giving our kids presents for the 8 days? Don't we give presents on Purim? Yeah. Presents was for Purim. So Purim is coming up March, April-ish. It's right before Passover. So, listen, why I say no is because what happens during this time? What other holiday is going on?
Christmas.
Is what?
Christmas.
Right. For 12 days of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree, right? So they try to do the whole 12 days of Christmas, gift giving, blah, 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 blah. We got to separate the clean from the unclean. The Bible don't tell us that we gave presents, right? And I don't remember us ever doing that for.
Don't Jewish people do that? I was just about to ask, don't the Jewish people do that?
But they also cover their heads and don't put cheese on beef.
Don't eat fish on Friday.
They don't put cheese on beef. So do we follow with the Bible? Or do we follow what a bunch of white boys? First of all, it says we were protecting ourselves from those same very white people that give gifts on Hanukkah. Why? Because what are they trying to blend together? Christmas and Hanukkah together. They're taking biblical information and trying to blend it with a worldly custom. Why? So they don't feel left out. That's all it is. So no, we don't give gifts on Hanukkah.
Yeah.
We give gifts on Purim. All right, so to keep the confusion at a minimal, don't have your kids getting gifts and like, oh, we're just gonna cover that up for like Granny done sent gifts and just call it Hanukkah gifts. It didn't say we gave gifts at Hanukkah.
Okay.
You see that? Now, what those Jews over there in Israel do, that's on them. They're not following the Bible, and you can't read it in the Torah that we gave gifts because Hanukkah is not in the Torah.
Okay.
Right? It's not in the first 5 books of Moses. So where did they get that from?
They don't even know where they got it.
They made it up. Well, they get Hanukkah from this because they know about it. You know, they know about the Maccabees. They know about these books. Major.
So if like, say for instance, you have like family that want to give your child a gift, do you accept them? Or do you just turn them down? Or,
You let them know you don't celebrate that.
Right.
Now, what is the whole celebration of Christmas? What is it about?
You know, they feel like it's about jolly old Saint Nick, bringing on.
No, I know that part, but what is the main thing about it? It's gift giving.
Oh yeah.
Right? Now, you could go into the whole, why do they give gifts at Christmas and put it under the tree, and you go into that whole ideology. I say no. That's what I say, especially for children, because why? It brings this confusion of mixing both traditions, and now it's like, well, it's Christmas, Hanukkah. You know what I'm saying? Like Hanukkah, Christmas. They already put a C on it, right? Trying to make it like Christmas. So you want to be able to separate and show your children, like, listen, we don't partake in any part of the holiday.
Right.
You know, it's like birthday. Like, can somebody give me a birthday gift? More than likely, no. They couldn't. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it knowing what's behind it.
Right.
They might not understand. You see, but then that's when you got to make your stand with your family. Like my mom, no, don't send me nothing for no Hanukkah. Or excuse me, don't send the kids nothing for Christmas. Don't call me on Thanksgiving. Don't do that, because you ain't gonna hear from me for 6 months. If you do.
What if they do give it to you? Could you just hold it until like a holiday that you do? Or just
Y'all really want them Christmas gifts, huh?
Some people are
Yeah,
more
y'all really
like,
want them gifts.
Some people are more like
I mean,
having it.
listen, there's some things which you can't stop. Like if somebody mailed you something
Yeah.
for the holidays, and I mean, you gonna go out your way to mail it back? Probably not. right? Probably not. But you do have to put a stand and say, listen, next year don't mail me nothing. I don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Right? For my birthday, don't mail me nothing. I don't celebrate birthdays. I mean, if somebody did an Easter egg hunt in front of your house for Easter, you gonna participate?
No.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta make a stand. They may not know what you celebrate because a lot of times they don't know and they're just doing things out of tradition, right? But it's our job to let them know, hey, because how fair is this? I gotta accept your gift, but you can't accept the fact that I don't want it? Is that fair?
No. People get offended
Right.
though.
Yeah, it's not. But they get like, well, why can't you take my gift? Well, how come I have to? My choice is not to take it, but you want to give it. So they got to come to that ground that I don't want to celebrate that. I don't celebrate those holidays. Remember, the scriptures say abstain from all appearances of evil. So the more if you're taking the gifts and not putting that barrier and giving them that understanding that you don't celebrate, they're going to think that you're down for the holidays. Right? I mean, you can go to the extreme and mail it back. I'm not saying you can't do that either. You know, if you really want to make your point. But, we don't want to offend. That's the thing. We don't want to offend people. I had a dude walk up to me yesterday. Yeah, he was like handing out. I was on the phone. He walked up. He was trying to hand out like passes to go see like a nativity scene behind the Chick-fil-A by the mall. And I was like, no thank you, bro. I don't celebrate Christmas. He said, why not? I was like, oh, it's not biblical. He was like, huh? But he was like, but it is in the Bible. I was like, no, it's not. Show me. He was like, Luke chapter 2. I was like, that ain't got nothing to do with Christmas. But let's go to Jeremiah 10. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, there's many of books that show that Christmas it's not biblical. He was like, oh, okay. I respect what you believe. And that was it. Yeah, so, as y'all all mature in the spirit, you'll gain the tact to be able to fend off. You'll know how to come at your people. Because it's your family, right? It's your family. So you do have to let them know at a certain point, like, hey, the Christmas gifts gotta stop. Right? The birthday gifts gotta stop. The Easter outfits and all that stuff, it gotta stop. My kids don't do that, I don't do that. Right.
Oh, I wanted to say, man, can we go back to verse 52?
Yeah. Yeah, like even the brother Mustafa hit me up. Yeah, hit me up about a Thanksgiving issue. His grandmama made the sweet potato pie. And according to Mustafa, the pie is bomb. Sure it is. She left it at his aunt's house for him. And he got it in there. I was like, bro, let's leave it over there. Somebody else will eat it. Somebody else that celebrates will eat it. You ain't got to go pick it up. Abstain from all appearances of evil. You don't want to show them that you want any dealings in these customs.
Yes, sir.
If you want me to have your pie, guess what? Bake me one next week.
Or not during that time.
That's what I'm saying. Bake me one next week. Put that same energy. Make it taste the same. Make it taste good. Right? They still got sweet potatoes year round. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, if it's about you really wanting me to have something, give me a random gift. Why I gotta be on the 25th? Why I can't get something random?
Right.
If it's really about giving, but it just shows you the type of spirit that these holidays put on people, and it takes them out of how we're supposed to be all the time. You're supposed to want to give to your brother all the time. I don't have to have a dedicated day and then lie and say, oh, it's the birth of Christ. It's Jesus' birthday. Right? So, where'd you want to go?
I want to go back to verse 52 real quick. First Maccabees.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
First Maccabees 4:52.
Yeah.
Now on the 5 and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month of Keslu, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning.
So in the 5 and 20th day, right? That's 25th. That's the 25th. The month of Keslu is actually December. So even though it says the 9th month in the Jewish calendar, December is the 9th month. April's the first month. December is the 9th month. So it says on the 5 and 20th day, we rose up and we sacrificed on the new altar. Read verse 54.
Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it.
But look at what day the heathen chose to really profane. what we had going on, the 25th of December, which is Christmas.
Dang.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So they really, while we were trying to rededicate the temple and make new sacrifices on the altar and everything, the heathen, they really were trying to profane the temple, right?
Wow.
Even that was it dedicated with songs.
And don't they, isn't this the holiday, isn't this the time when they always trying to sing? They don't try to sing on Independence Day and Halloween.
Deck
and
the halls with boughs of holly.
every day. They want to sing I hate Christmas music, man. I cannot stand it.
La la la
Oh
la
my
la
gosh.
la 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 la.
Ah.
'Tis the season to be jolly. Yeah, they dedicated it with songs and cithrons and harps and cymbals.
Yeah.
Listen, I went to a job interview and they were playing the Christmas music, and one of the Christmas songs was like the song where they're like, "Oh, the newborn King Christ is born."
Right. That's
Noel
Christ's
or
gift.
something.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. But it's all not biblical.
Like I said, that's the day the heathen try to profane. That's when we rededicated the temple, we built everything back up, and we woke up early and we started sacrificing on this new temple and this new altar that we just built. But what they trying to do? They trying to wipe all that out, like y'all ain't ish, and
And
y'all
look
Lord
at,
and Savior's born on the 25th.
look at it like this too. If you're in the temple and you give into these these holidays, these fake holidays, how much defiling have you been put through?
God.
Your mind, your spirit. That's what we got to look at. Like, what is it that is defiling you? It's the custom of the heathen. So that's why we don't do it. You don't want to partake in it. Remember, abstain from all appearances of evil. Again, you can't help if somebody mails you a package to your house. But you can let them know, hey, if your mama hits you up like, hey, what's your address? I want to mail a package for Christmas. If she calling you today to mail something, you know what the hell it's for.
God.
You got to say, hey, mom. Hey, great granny. I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm sorry. You don't have to get me anything. If you want to get me something at a random time.
Yes, sir.
It's as simple as that. All right. So y'all understand that, right? Con.
All right.
I know y'all love my Christmas music. Anyway, let's finish up this class, man. Let's finish up this class that we went through Wednesday, and let's finish it. Good class, right? Talk about Esau, banging on Esau. And I'm gonna say something. About these classes that we've been hitting on, and the Sabbath reading has been on the Esau, right? And I want to say something even about that. I was having a couple of conversations with a brother, and we know what Esau has done, and we don't have to sit up here and harp on that. But what we are trying to bring out and using really just the scriptures is who he is, the spirit of this man, and how you can recognize his spirit through your everyday life.
Yes, sir.
And if you can't see it, you got to wake up. And that's all we're trying to really bring out. It's not to beat a dead horse or anything like that, but it's really trying to edify more on how do you recognize this spirit of this man? How do you recognize the characteristics of this man? How do you recognize who he is without having to go through some old 50 million breakdown, 50 million books? How can you recognize his spirit in your everyday? And that's all it really is, man. So I'll let him continue. We got an hour, so let's do it.
Come on, let's go to let's start at Genesis chapter 32 and verse 11. Genesis chapter 32 and verse 11. So just a quick recap. So the title of the class is The End of Esau, right? We talked about how Esau's they're a base people.
Before you go in, hold on. We answer one more. Do you think families trying to be disrespectful at times when you tell them specifically that you don't engage in these festivities but still insist on pushing these pagan practices in your life? Like, is it disrespect? My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So is it blatant like disrespect? It's ignorance. I wouldn't say that like they're trying to disrespect you. They just don't understand your convictions. They don't understand your level of commitment to the Most High when you say, listen, I don't celebrate this. And you know, a lot of times it's hard for our families to see us change and to come out of that old man. They don't believe it. And so when you're like, wait, I don't do Christmas. They're like, but that's your favorite holiday. That was your favorite, or I don't eat shrimp. That was your favorite fruit. I remember I used to do the bubba shrimp, the butterfly shrimp, the gumbo shrimp, right? Your mama could reel off all the shrimp dishes she used to make for you.
All the shrimp.
All the scrimp scampi, right? Because it's hard for them to accept the fact that you've progressed past a basic mind state. That's what a lot of our families don't want to accept. They want to accept mediocrity. And they're looking at you like, wait a minute, what makes you king crap to disannul and disannounce Christmas? Well, because they're not seeing that your mind has elevated past the conforming to America and conforming to this society, and now you're in the spirit. So is it disrespect? Now it is disrespect when you got to keep coming to them year after year after year after year. Now they're just like, yeah, F that. I don't care about your wishes. When they say that, I don't care about your wishes. I'm a grown ass man. You better care about my wishes, or you ain't gonna hear from me.
Gun.
You know, I have to threaten my mom like that. Like, listen, you know, like my mom hasn't seen my son. He's 6. She has never met him, and I've been in New York a few times while he's been alive. And I do it purposely to keep her kind of in a check mode, where it's like, now you see why I don't bring my kids around. Because you want to impose your will. You want to impose what you think is right, but they're my kids. I'm going to serve the Most High. You're going to serve what you want, but you're not going to involve the kids in that. So, you know, off the bat, no, it's not disrespect. It's their ignorance, and your spirit is surpassing their ignorance.
Yeah.
So, you know, we always got to look at things in perspective. You know, our families don't mean no harm. They just don't know no better.
Correct.
Just like how, guess what? When we didn't know no better, when you loved Christmas and birthdays and this and that, and you were celebrating gun-ho, right? Guns blazing on your birthday. I'm going to get turned all the way up I'm going to turn up the whole month.
All right.
You know, it's Scorpio season, right? They trip walking through the mall, and I'm going to turn up every weekend for my whole 3 months of birthday. Like, your birthday is one day. Why you got to celebrate the whole month? But think about that dedication that you had. They have that same dedication. They just haven't been pulled away to understand that it's wrong. So is it disrespect? No, not always.
You know what's crazy too about our family and them being destroyed for their lack of knowledge is, like, when you tell them, oh yeah, I don't celebrate Christmas no more, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving no more, and you tell them why, you tell them it's pagan, and you explain to them the whole Thanksgiving, why you are Israelites trying to celebrate Thanksgiving, it don't make sense. For a lot of them, it don't make sense, but they'll still do it because they don't want to lose it. But they don't see that what they would gain with Christ is 100% better, is 100 times better. Like, you'll celebrate Thanksgiving for one day, but you got the Feast of Tabernacles, which is 8 days.
Right.
You'll celebrate Christmas for one day, but at the same time, you got the Feast of Hanukkah, which is 8 days as well.
8 days of unity,
8
celebration,
days.
having fun.
The white man give you 1 day, but the Most High give you 8 days of Tabernacles, 8 days of Hanukkah. Pentecost was 50 days. Penta 50?
Yeah, Pentecost
was 50 days.
Feast of Unleavened Bread was 7, plus Passover. Like, we got feast days.
Purim was 2 days.
Purim 2 days. We had days, man.
Blowing the trumpets. Day of Atonement.
Basically every month.
You had the Sabbath day every Saturday.
Right.
Every 7th day. But our people, they thinking that, oh yeah, I can't lose out on Christmas. I can't lose out on Thanksgiving, but they don't see that they're gaining.
That's why he said walk, but that's why I went to that Jeremiah. Wow. That Jeremiah 6, it said walk in the old path and see that what is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully you got that. Let's go back.
Yeah,
Let's go into this class.
Go to Genesis chapter 32 and verse 11.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 11.
And then another brother can give me 2nd Ezra 15 and 8.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 11.
Oh, so real quick, so in the part one of the class on Monday, we hit how Esau was a base people, how the Most High moved us to jealousy with the base people, and how the Most High put us into their hands, but they took it too far. So now we're going to go into how it's time for Esau to feel their recompense of what they've done to us. So read Genesis chapter 32 verse 11.
Genesis chapter 32 verse 11.
Go ahead.
Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau.
Just the fact that we gotta think this way, just the fact that we gotta ask the Most High to deliver us from our own brother is nuts. Read.
For I fear him, lest he will come and smite me.
Not just, he won't just come and smite you, but read.
And the mother with the children.
But he'll come and he'll smite the whole family, man. Esau will destroy our whole family. So just the fact that we gotta pray for the Most High that this man don't come every day and destroy our whole family is nuts, man. Our own brother. What's up?
It's like, so some Israelites can have the spirit of Esau. We were watching this thing, and these two Judah brothers, they got into an argument, and one just picked up his gun, so the other one just started firing. He killed his brother, he killed the two women, and then stabbed the children because the children seen.
Yeah. It's nuts, man.
Oh, it's about to go down now because it is, like you said, they just impeached Trump. Them white boys is gonna look for vengeance and blood. All them white boys that voted for Trump, you think they gonna just let that ride? They're gonna take it out on niggas. It's gonna be Esau, and they're gonna be taking things out. See, so now we gotta be careful. We gotta walk a lot more circumspect. You gotta keep up with the news. This just happened.
Yeah.
They voted on one article of impeachment. They got a whole other article. They got abuse of power, then abuse of Congress. So
and it was a majority vote too. Majority of them were like
smacked them. So,
but that you know that goes perfectly with the class, the end of Esau, because Trump is like the epitome of an Edomite.
Well,
so it goes perfectly with them. What's up?
They're like, we were watching too, because they're like a bunch of ignorant idiots. Like, so they did this experiment, this social experiment, and they asked these people, do you think Trump should be impeached on things? They used things that Nixon did to be impeached, and they're like, yo, they just put Trump's name instead of Nixon, and they're all like, oh no, he good. Like, none of these people even know what they're talking about.
Yeah. It's nuts, man.
Yeah, they're riding on their emotions. And speaking on the sense of like when these people, when the Edomites go and want to attack Israelites, they're going to go and attack the weakest ones. They're not going to attack the strong ones. They're going to go and kill the weak man.
That's what Esau does.
Children, crime.
That's what Esau does, man. Go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 8. 2nd Ezra 15 and 8. Another brother give me Proverbs 18 and 12.
So they impeached Trump, but they gave Tekashi 6ix9ine 2 years.
Because he snitched.
Well, I'm just saying, think about that. Esau ain't gonna be happy about that. Damn.
Gone. Read that 2nd Ezra 15 and 8.
2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 8.
Go ahead.
I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness.
This is the Most High speaking, read.
Which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Go ahead.
Behold, the innocent in righteous blood crieth unto me.
And that's what it's about, man, because we be feeling like, man, the Most High is not hearing us. Nah, the Most High, he hears us. Just like Abel's blood cried onto the Most High when Cain killed him, it's the same way the bodies of the dead Israelites, man, the whole 12 tribes, scattered throughout the whole world, is crying unto the Most High right now for what's happened to us. Not just from Esau, mainly Esau, but all these nations, man. Go ahead.
And the souls of the just complain continually.
Yeah, man, and we complaining, man. It says oppression maketh the wise man mad. We pissed. We pissed, man. We ready. We ready for this place to be over with, man. So we want the Most High to come and to do these things that we're going to read about. Go to Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 12.
Proverbs chapter 18, verse 12.
Go ahead.
Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility.
Read verse 12 from the top.
Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty.
See, Esau right now, man, he is haughty as hell. He is so haughty, man. We were talking about the video, man, where the Edomite was like, if you impeach Trump, my 352 Magnum got something to say about it.
Yeah, my 38 caliber got something to say.
Like, bro, you're like a 60-year-old man. Ain't nobody scared of you. You got one gun. You think just because they impeach Trump, you alone can change it? But they're haughty, man. They're a haughty people. It's like that UFC fighter, man. He said, what did he say? He said my whole family has served in the military. What this black man, he's only served in the
his family only served in the prison system.
Yeah, his family only served in the prison, in the feds, in jail. But he got his jaw broken though.
Oh, that was that one?
Yeah.
He got his jaw broken, but listen, read it from the top, read verse 12 from the top.
Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty.
Just like with Pharaoh in Egypt, man, that mind gets haughty.
Ooh.
Right now, man, America's mind, Donald Trump, it's haughty. It's all haughty, man.
God.
They're wicked. They don't care. They're prideful.
Yep.
It's awesome for us. It's awesome for us, man, but it shows that this destruction is coming. It's the same thing with us being Israelites, man. Once we fall into that pride, the scripture says pride is the beginning of when one departs from the Most High. Once we fall into that pride, man, we start departing from the Most High. That's when that destruction comes in. Esau been departed. So go to from the birth, man. Go to Jeremiah chapter 22 and verse 13. And then we're gonna go to James chapter 1. Jeremiah chapter 22 and 13. James chapter 5 and 1. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 22, verse 13.
Go ahead.
Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness,
Destruction unto you, Esau. Read.
and his chambers by wrong.
Go ahead.
That useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work.
We hit the scripture last class, but it gotta be reiterated, man, because who else does this? Who else uses another man? Who else uses somebody else and doesn't pay them? And builds everything off of unrighteousness and wickedness. Only Esau does that. Go to James chapter 5 and 1.
Book of James, chapter 5, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Yeah, man. I wish I could read the scripture to everybody in Wall Street, all the Edomites that look down on you because they got money and you don't. Wish you could just read it right in their face. Just let them know what's coming to them. Read.
Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are
moth-eaten.
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 Mm-hmm.
Moth-eaten.
Yeah, like the moth been eating up your clothes.
Moth-eaten. Got it. Come.
Verse 3.
Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
And you know what's crazy about the scriptures? That's exactly what's happening to America right now. America's over $20 trillion in debt. The dollar isn't worth nothing. Listen, a penny is worth more than $1, which is nuts because it takes 100 pennies to make $1. But a penny is worth, I'm gonna get to you, but a penny is worth more than $1. It's costing them more money to make a penny than the penny's actually worth. America's money is worth nothing, man. It's worth nothing. The only reason it's still standing is because they trade oil with Saudi Arabia. They give Saudi Arabia military, tanks, weapons, and America and Saudi Arabia in turn sells their oil
To America in dollars.
in dollars and around the whole world in dollars. But that's because America they protect Saudi Arabia when it comes to military. You know Saudi Arabia is in the Middle East. If it wasn't for America, Saudi Arabia would be going to war with Iran. They'll be going to war with Iraq, Syria, all those Middle Eastern countries over there. So America protects Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is probably the first or the second, I think they're the second biggest oil population in the world.
Yeah, because the biggest is here.
The biggest is here, so I guess Saudi Arabia is second. So that's the only reason. It's called the petrodollar. It's called the petrodollar. That's why America became rich, was because these Middle Eastern countries started selling their oil off of the US dollar instead of selling it off of their own money. It's like if Mexico was selling oil. Mexico would sell oil off of their pesos, so you would have to have pesos to get their oil, which would make Mexico rich.
That's why they killed Gaddafi.
So he was switching to gold.
He was going to switch to gold.
God.
That's why they got old boy out of Venezuela. Forget his name, because they sit on a nice big oil reserve, because they were going to switch
Hugo
over.
Chavez or something like that?
I think it was Hugo, yeah. Because they had so much, I mean, they're paying 50 cents a gallon over there in Venezuela, if that, 30 cents.
Wow.
But they can't feed themselves. They're eating people. So, you know, because why? Nobody's going to trade. America set it up to not deal with the oil in the American money. So America, I mean, the scriptures is true. Esau, the Bible is real, man. It tells you about these people. You got to be in the, I guess you just got to be in the spirit to see it.
Right.
You can't have the love of Esau on you to see who he is, because I don't love Esau. I definitely don't trust Esau. Do I know how to maneuver around him? Oh yeah. Did the scriptures say wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove? Oh yeah. I know how to play the role. But you ain't gonna see me just wanting to just befriend them and wanting to be by them, and come on now. Why? Because we know what they're about.
So that's like, you know, you're supposed to honor your mother and father, but my mother's Esau, and like the other day when we read in the Apocrypha about Esau and everything, like she's done all of those.
Yeah, well, what you do is you honor the Most High. You take the step up. Honoring your mother. It's like if your mother's a hooker, how can you honor her?
Stay away from her?
Well, no. Well, yeah, you don't want to be that. But what I'm saying is, when it says honor your mother and your father, the thought was that we weren't supposed to mix with nations. We were supposed to carry on the righteous traditions of our family members, of our mother and our father. So you can't honor a mother that's a whore. You can't honor that. You gotta just, okay, well, let me honor the Most High. Let me do what the right things in the Most High's eyes.
So being here, marrying my husband, he's
Be what your mom ain't. That's what it is. You gotta focus on it. She's not the focus. The focus is the Most High in Christ. And at the end of the day, you are what your father is. So, you know, but even your father being an Israelite, was he a righteous man? That's what I'm saying. So you gotta look at what the Most High said as honor and follow that, which is the law, the statutes, the commandments, your husband. So it doesn't matter nationality. It matters standard. Right? So where we at? Yeah, it was Chavez. Yeah.
Verse 3. Read verse 3.
Verse 3.
Go ahead.
Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Go ahead.
And shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Go ahead.
Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Why, man? Because to the rich, all they got is money. So now when their money ain't worth nothing, they might as well kill themselves.
They probably will.
And most likely, yeah, they will. See, they've heaped up treasure. They've heaped up treasure together for the last days, and it's the last days. It's the last days, man. Esau is panicking. Remember, Esau, it says the Jews seek after a sign, the Greeks seek after wisdom. So Esau knows what's happening. Esau knows about their economy. The white man knows about the American economy. That's why they love Trump so much, because Trump was trying to bring it back. But see, they know that America has fallen into a zone where it can't be fixed. They know that they've heaped the treasure, that it's been heaped up for the last days, man. They know it's over. In their spirit, man, they know that it's over. When you walk around and you just see how people act, like people don't talk to each other, man. People don't deal. People are antisocial to the fullest. So in America, there's literally no unity. There's no unity. So how can America stand? Forget the unity in the government with the Democrats and the Republicans. There's no unity there. There's no unity in their Congress. There's no unity in politics. Those are the leaders. And there's no unity amongst the people. You got Edomites that's standing strong with Edomites saying it's okay to be white, posting signs and flyers everywhere saying it's okay to be white. But then you have other Edomites that's now. We don't want to. They don't even want to stand up for their own race. But it's funny because if an Edomite stands up for their race, they get demonized. I love it. I love it. But you can see just this divide in this country. America's divided from the top to the bottom. It's their last days. They're going to fall. Read.
Verse 4.
Go ahead.
Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud.
Yeah, you keep the money of people that work for you back. You don't pay them what they're owed. Read.
And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Most High of Sabbath.
Go ahead.
Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and been wanton.
How you living in pleasure and you still wanting? That's Esau, man. He can never have enough.
God.
The white man can never have enough. Read.
Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter.
Go ahead.
Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you.
Yeah, man, because black man getting killed, Latino man getting killed. But are we going to war against y'all? The most we do is hands up, don't shoot. We protest. And we forget about it when Sunday comes along because the football game is on. That's real, but you kill us for no reason. Go to
Ezekiel?
Go to Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 24. Go to Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 24.
Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 44.
Verse 24.
Salakia. Verse 24.
Go ahead.
Son of man, say unto her, thou art the land that is not clean.
Why? Because America is
Clean.
filthy. This place is filthy, man. Read.
Nor rained upon in the day of indignation.
Now think about it. Scripture says America has not been, this place hasn't been rained upon as in the day of indignation. Think about it. There's been a war like everywhere else. America goes to war with everybody else. But other than the Civil War and when America was first established, has there been another nation that's come to America and had a war here? No. No, there has not. Read.
Verse 25. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof.
Go ahead.
Like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls.
Go ahead.
They have taken the treasure in precious things.
Go ahead.
They have made her many widows in the midst thereof.
And so think about it. Think about it. Hasn't the white man stolen everything from us? They got stuff in the Vatican. They got books, paintings, scriptures, scrolls, all that in the Vatican. But they won't show it to people. That's the conspiracy. And not only that, they devouring our people. They killing our people with these foolish religions.
That's right.
What's up?
That's like Tahawam showed us some books about our people, about Ishakar.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were trying to find them, and they actually have all of the books in the Smithsonian Library.
Yeah.
Like, we can't even touch them without them knowing we're touching it.
Which is nuts. Read verse 26.
Verse 26. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned my holy things.
Go ahead.
They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
Why? Because they tell you the law is done away with. So if there's no law, how would our people even know what's clean and not clean? But that's what they teach. Read.
Neither have they shown difference between the unclean and the clean.
And they know the difference. This place knows the difference, but they won't teach it to you. Read.
And have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profane among them.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain.
Go ahead.
And her prophets have daubed them with untempered mortar.
Go jump to verse 29.
Verse 29.
Yes, sir.
The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery.
And have they not, man? Don't this place oppress you?
God.
you working for nothing and they rob you.
Con.
Come on, man. You'll go and you'll buy a car. The cars they put on there $20,000. But when you walk out of there, you think you're gonna be $20,000 in debt. You walk out of there and when it's all said and done, you $35,000 in debt. You'll buy a used car. The new car will be $20,000, and you buy a used car for like $18,000. They rob you, man. They rob you. I just got a new car. I've had it for like 2 years now. The check engine light is already on. It's already on. With these American-made vehicles, man, anything made in America is robbery. Falls apart. They even put it in. They even put it in their shows, man. Read.
And have vexed the poor and needy.
Go ahead.
Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. And I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge.
All right, that's it. That's it on that.
Come.
But I just wanted to show everything that Esau has done, which we know, we feel it. But go to Jeremiah chapter 49, and we're going to read verse 7. This is where it starts to get good.
Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 7.
So we just read pretty much reasons why the Most High is going to destroy this place. So let's go into this. Let's go into the destruction of Esau. Read.
Concerning Edom.
Concerning you, the Caucasian, the European, the so-called white man. Read.
Thus saith the Most High of Hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman?
Go ahead.
Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?
Remember, Teman is the grandson of Esau. So a lot of times when you see Teman in the scriptures, understand it's talking about Esau as a whole. Just like if you was to see, it's talking about his lineage. Just like if you was to see Jacob, or you was to see Ephraim, or you will see Judah, it's talking about the 12 tribes, or the southern or the northern kingdom. It's the same thing. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Go ahead.
Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan.
Go ahead.
For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him.
Oh yeah, and it's starting too. Trump is gone. Read.
The time that I will visit him.
Go ahead.
If great gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes?
Go ahead.
And where is this quoted from?
It's quoted a couple of times.
Yeah, well, we quoted it. We read it in Malachi, right?
Yeah.
We read it in Malachi because it's showing. Why does it keep reiterating this same thing? If a great gatherer came and did what? Gathered grapes. Mm-hmm. What would he do? What would he have the wherewithal to do? Well, the Bible, the law says to leave the edges for the poor and needy. See, this is one of the reasons why Esau got to go down. Now, think about America. America, land of the free, home of the brave. Got all this land, got all this population. And I always say this. If America is so great, if the white man is so great, how come you don't plant trees that bear fruit year round for the poor and needy? How come he don't do that? Because he can't what? Because he can't upcharge. He can't make money on it. He can't capitalize off of it, because America, Esau's a capitalistic country. It's all capitalism. So he can't capitalize. First of all, he's not going to leave no gleaning for you, but he's not going to make no provisions for the poor. That's not in their spirit. You see, it's simple things that can cure ailments that happen in the society, like homelessness. Like, just because there's free fruit don't mean I'm going to want to go be homeless.
That's true.
But I might want to pick something if I'm thirsty or hungry. Right? But what about the poor that need it? They don't think about that. They think about their own gain. That's why these scriptures reiterate the way they do. Watch, read on.
If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough.
But not him. Not the so-called white man. He wants everything. You know, it makes sense. It makes sense now why, when you read the scriptures, right? And you read about Abraham and how Abraham, he gave Isaac, and Abraham had Isaac and he had Ishmael. He made Ishmael have 12 princes, and Ishmael looked good. They still look pretty good if it wasn't for the white man. You come to Jacob, you come to Isaac. Isaac has Jacob and Esau. Jacob has the 12 sons. Esau also has 12 sons, but they become captains, not princes, but captains. But instead of the Most High making, he makes some dukes. Instead of the Most High giving Esau gifts and presents, he just gives him a sword. He's like, man, all you get is a sword.
You gotta go kill for yours.
You get a sword, and you get this wilderness, and you get these caves and these mountains where the dogs dwell. Why? Because look how he acts. Look how he acts.
You gotta go kill for yours.
Yeah.
A sword is you gotta go kill for that.
Right.
You gotta go hijack, rob, steal. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Go to read verse 10.
Verse 10.
Yes, sir.
But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
And listen, man, he's being made bare right now. But by who? By the Most High. By the Most High through Yahweh Shai and through us that's waking up. Because right now, what we doing? Come on, man. We making him bare. We revealing all that he's done. We revealing his history, and he can't stand it. We revealing him through the book. He can't stand it, man. He can't hide around like he's just this nice man no more. Go ahead.
And he shall not be able to hide himself.
Not anymore, read.
His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not.
Kind. Go to Habakkuk. Go to Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse. You know, it's funny. It says it here again.
Go ahead. Keep saying it, right?
Keep saying it. Go to Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4.
Go ahead.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Yeah, man. Esau's soul is not upright. Not from the jump. Just think about, for all the brothers out there that played sports when they were coming up. Just think about it. What did your coach do when you did good? He was like, good job. He pat you on the butt.
Touch your fanny.
Like, what the hell, man? Like, who does that?
So?
Who does that? It's funny, man. Like, growing up in Jamaica, we never
remember that.
We never did that. But as soon as I came here to this place, that's all you saw was Esau. Good job. Good job. And that's just one small thing. But the soul that's in him, man, it's not upright. Go ahead.
Just like Trump, right? What he say?
Just like Trump.
Grab him in the crotch. That was Trump's motto, right?
Yep.
Grab him in the crotch. So,
and they still elected him.
Because they like to grab booty. They like to touch men's butts. I mean, come on. Think about it. The uprightness, it goes way, come on, man. It goes so far on the spectrum of just filthy naughtiness.
Yeah.
You got to be a non-upright man to lay with animals and to change your gender.
God, man.
Right? To like the first man Esau, eat raw meat. Like, nigga, your soul got to be defiled.
Yeah.
Bake me now that red pottage. Like, but there's bread right here. Why you got to eat the raw meat? What type of spirit does this man have on him? And has that spirit changed?
Never changed.
It didn't change in Jacob's time. It got worse. So why would it change now? Where we at?
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4, second precept.
Go
But
ahead.
the just shall live by his faith.
Which Esau don't got.
He's a faithless man. He's a faithless, base man. He don't use faith.
That's why his soul isn't upright. Because there's no faith in him. He loses just a little bit of money. He just takes the gun right to his mouth. Kills himself. Go to verse 5.
Verse 5.
Yes, sir.
Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man.
Yeah, and Esau definitely does that. Who tries to outdrink people? Like, you see these colleges, man. the cake stands and the beers and the beer pongs, and they transgress, man. They love to drink. It's all about their flesh. But not only that, but they change doctrines. They try to change the scriptures and manipulate the word. They transgress, man. By their what's wine used for again? I always forget the word. What is wine represented in the Bible as again? Influence. Influence.
Yeah, by their influence.
Yeah, they transgress by the influence that they have, not only here but on these other nations. It's just like what happened in New Jersey. They use their influences through the media to make it seem like the Israelites are bad, like we out here trying to kill people.
That's why it says every nation that has drunk from his cup is mad. Why? Because not only do you have faggots in America, but you got that homosexuality spirit all around the world now. You go to countries like Israel, right? They have more gay rights than they do in America.
Right.
You go to places like Iran, they got some undercovers running around. Remember when Junabad, what's his name? Abunajad, the Iranian? Abinajad?
Yeah.
He said America's a bunch of softies because you let faggots into your military. What's his name? Abinadad? Abinajad or something like that. Yeah, he said America's a bunch of softies because you let homos into your military. But guess what? I'm sure
they got them too.
There's a bunch of fags running through Iran right now because they saw America. They drank from that cup. They drank that homo wine, right? They drank that Jesus juice.
What?
The Jesus juice.
God.
Yeah, little champagne. They drank that wine of influence, man, because that's what America does.
God.
They influence everything around it negatively. It's never nothing positive. It's never anything positive, man. What positive has came out of America? Right. Crickets. That's why all the countries around here, think about it, all those Middle Eastern countries, what they want to do. Yeah. They can't wait to send a missile through this. They can't wait. And they can't wait to strap up a damn, what do they call it? A suicide bomb?
Yeah, suicide bomber.
They can't wait because they hate this place.
God, man. You know what? Speaking of missiles, go to Job chapter 20 and verse 22.
Oh, you going there?
Job chapter 20 and verse 22. And that Habakkuk that we just read, right? It was chapter 2. You can highlight that all the way down to like verse 9.
Yep.
It goes in on Esau. Goes in on Esau. But this right here really goes in on Esau.
What did you say, Habakkuk?
That was Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4 through 9.
Yep. Yeah, you could put that with Obadiah. You could put that with Isaiah 14.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can actually go to like verse 12. It says, woe to him that buildeth the town with blood.
Yep.
All right, read that Job chapter 20 and verse 22.
Job chapter 20, 22.
Yes, sir.
In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
So when Esau is feeling like he's sufficient, like he's good, tells you he's gonna be in straits, he's gonna be in peril. Read.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Everybody is gonna be coming against him. Every nation is gonna turn his back against him. Read.
Why? Because of that wicked influence, because of that wine.
Yep.
Because of that influence that America pushed, because of the policies, because of all the things all the bullying. America's a big bully. Esau's a big ass bully.
You know what?
Do what I say, or I'm gonna put sanctions and embargoes and not trade with you.
Yep.
I'm gonna take my ball and go home. Go home then. Damn it. Go back to the cave.
Please.
What are you gonna say?
Nah, they had this quote, man, that they used to say with their president. It was like, walk with like a big stick.
Oh, walk with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot how it went, but it was like, say something softly, but walk with like a big stick. So it's like America, you know, they'll come in. It's like Obama's like a perfect example of that. Listen, you're gonna have gays. You're gonna legalize gays to be here. But if not, we got some missiles for you. But they'll say it in this nice word, in this nice way, but it's because they know they got their big guns. Read verse 23.
When he is about to fill his belly.
So this is like a little hint that the Most High is giving you. When Esau is about to fill their belly, you know, This scripture always makes me think about like their Christmas, their Thanksgiving, their New Year's, their just some form of holiday when this country's like living it up, when they're about to fill their belly, that the destruction is gonna happen. So around this time, I'm always like, of course, no man knows the hour, but around this time, I'm always like, okay, like looking up for a missile. Yeah, because the scripture, read verse 23 from the top.
When he is about to fill his belly.
So yeah, when they about to fill their belly, read.
Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Yeah, the Most High ain't even gonna let you eat. They ain't even gonna be able to eat their food, man. Read.
And shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
He's gonna rain. The Most High is gonna rain his fury down on him while they're eating. While they eating, man, some bombs gonna be dropping on this place. Read.
He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Yeah, man, you're gonna be fleeing from missiles, but you're gonna be getting hit with bullets. Read.
It is drawn, and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall.
And you know what's cold about the scripture when it says the glittering sword? You should see a missile flying through the sky during the day.
But when it's coming out of that silo, when it comes out of that, when it comes out of that missile silo, this is giving you that symbolism of that.
But during the day, I remember, man. This is when Dwight Howard played for the Rockets, when Israel was messing up Gaza, man, and Dwight Howard had posted "Free Gaza," and they had got on him. Anyways, while that was happening, I was watching CNN while they were like shooting missiles at each other. Right? It was broad daylight. Another thing about Israel, the Most High said that when our people return to Israel, they're gonna live in peace. But in Israel right now, they got sirens. They've always had it. They got sirens that go off when there's a missile coming towards Israel. And all the people gotta run underneath to their subways and underneath the tunnels. They gotta go low because of these missiles that's coming. But the scripture says that when the Israelites come back, they were gonna live in peace and be in safety.
So the whole world will be at peace.
So what is that? But anyway, so I was watching the video while Gaza was shooting, while Palestine, I should say, was shooting missiles over there to Israel. And they had the sirens and stuff going on. And it was during the day, and they were showing the missiles. And you literally saw it glittering. It literally glitters, like the scripture says. Because like
The sunlight
plus the fire, it glitters. Because you know that fire is like moving. So the sunlight hitting off the flame of the fire, it literally glitters. So you look in the sky during the day, you just see something glittering, but as it lands, it's just like the cartoon.
Yeah.
Where they got that. As it lands, you hear the same thing. The same noise. But that's how you know the scripture's real, because it talks about the glittering sword that cometh out of the gal. Read.
God. Terrors are up on him.
Go ahead.
All darkness shall be hid in his secret places.
Go ahead.
A fire not blown shall consume him.
Think about it. A fire not blown shall consume him. Back then, we lit a fire. We blew that fire so it'll get big. But a fire not blown is going to consume somebody.
Is that thermonuclear?
Listen, man, Job was in the spirit. Job was being afflicted, but he was in the spirit. Just think about it. Job is getting afflicted. Why is he even talking about glittering swords and fire not fire not blown consuming people? Most High was working with him, man. Read. It
shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity.
Even if they try to hide in their house, they can't escape. So you might as well just come outside and get hit by a missile. Why stay in the house? It don't matter where you go, you gonna fall. Let me see. Yeah, man. Go ahead, bro.
And the earth shall rise up against him.
Man, the whole earth is gonna rise up against you. The earth is tired of you. It says the trees are in a state of mourning. It says everything. It says the whole earth waited on a manifestation on the sons of God. Every creature, everything that has life is waiting on you to go.
Yep.
Everything from the oceans to the animals to the trees, everybody wants you to go. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 27. The heavens shall reveal its iniquity. Salakia. Verse 28. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High.
Khan.
Yeah, like I said, his heritage will be laid waste to the dragons.
Khan.
Yeah, this is it. It's going to just be blown up.
Yeah, man.
I mean, all the infrastructure, right? Our infrastructure, our industries, this industry and that industry. Bombs don't care about your infrastructure.
You know what's funny about America, man? How you know that this place is the kingdom of iron and clay? Yeah, it's strong, but it's clay. It's weak. Mm-hmm. Like it says in Daniel's. You know, man, all any other country needs to end this place is just one bomb that goes off and hits the electric grid. Once the electric grid is gone, that's it. Ain't no more calling. Ain't no more, hey, where you at? Ain't no more none of that. Ain't no more communication. Ain't no more GPS. Ain't no more satellites.
It's a thing there, bomb, right?
Electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah. Once that hits and the whole electric grid of America falls, they say it'll take like another 100 years. It'll take a really long time for them to get it back up and running to where it's running now. So just one of those bombs, man, it don't even gotta be the bomb that kills people. It just gotta be the bomb that shuts down all the electricity of America. Mm-hmm. This place will be in darkness. Come on, man. Everything in America right now runs off of computers and electronics. Everything. The way the food is made, the way the food is shipped, the cars, everything. So you stop that, and it's the electromagnetic grid. Once they mess that up, that's it. This place is done. So it's actually a very fragile place. Very fragile, man.
It appears strong.
Just appears strong. Go to Habakkuk chapter 3. Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 3. Because just to reiterate, man, ain't no Israelite gonna be bringing down Esau by violence or America by violence. No, the Most High is gonna be the one that does that. The only thing we got is our mouth. We're gonna prophesy and we're gonna tell you how it's gonna fall. Read Habakkuk 3 and 3. Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 3.
Go ahead.
God came from Taman.
So remember, Taman once again is a lineage of Esau.
Timon, yeah, his
Timon.
grandson. Mm-hmm.
His grandson. So it's saying the Most High came from Timon. Read.
And the Holy One from Mount Paran.
I'm sorry, not the Most High. Yahweh Shai came from Timon and from Paran. Read.
Salah. His glory covered the heavens.
Yeah. Because what's going to be covering the heavens? Them chariots, them angels.
Yep.
The heavens is going to be covered with them. Read.
And the earth was full of his praise.
Yeah, man. People going to be bound down. It says men's knees shall be as water. Weak. Everybody will fall. Read.
And his brightness was as the light.
And his brightness was as the light. This is the cold part right here. Read.
He had horns coming out of his hands.
Yahweh Shai is going to have horns coming out of his hands. Now, in the scriptures, what does a horn represent?
All of the people?
No. This horn represents power. So just like you have a rhino, the horn represents the rhino's power.
In nature, what does it represent? You said
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So in nature, a horn.
Confuse them.
The horn represents power. So when it says, read that part again.
And his brightness was as the light.
Read.
He had horns coming out of his hands.
The Most High is going to have power coming out of his hands, man. He's going to destroy you. He's going to be destroying people with the power out of his hands. And you ever wonder why these video games and these cartoons, they be having like Dragon Ball Z where they just blast you with energy blasts from their hands? Ryu from Street Fighter. Hit you with a Hadouken. Y'all was shy gonna be hitting people with power from his hands, man. There was another one I was looking for. It tells you power is gonna come from his eyes as well.
I'm looking
like
for
Superman.
I'm looking for this. There's one in Daniel, I believe, where it said that there was a beam that came from him.
Yeah, man. Where you think they got all that from? Y'all was shy gonna be like Goku.
Here it is.
Just smashing people.
Daniel 7 verse 9. I'll read it. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and his hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from him, and thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. That fiery stream, that power, that majesty.
Most High shoot.
Daniel 7 and verse 9 and 10. Yeah.
Kind.
Are you done with Habakkuk? Can I get a bar?
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta get my favorite, Isaiah 63. I gotta get my favorite, man. You gotta throw this one in here. Man. Isaiah 63 and verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 63 verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Who is that? Salakia. Who is this that cometh from Edom?
From where?
From Edom.
Go ahead.
With dyed garments from Basra.
With dyed garments from Bozrah. Bozrah is in Edom, capital city. Go ahead.
This that is glorious in his apparel.
Right. He said he was red in his apparel, man, all that blood. Go ahead.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Right, that strength, them horns that we talked about, that fiery stream, that power, that majesty. This is talking about Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
I that speak in righteousness.
Come on.
Mighty to save.
Mighty to what?
Mighty to save.
Because this is how it's going to start. This is our salvation. No man shall buy you. Well, this is the buying of Israel. Go ahead.
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel?
Yeah, why are you red in your apparel? Like, they say Yahweh Shai was coming with garments of white. Wherefore thou art red in thy apparel. Why? Go ahead.
And thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine vat.
The wine vat. Like, you ever watch medieval movies when they're pressing out wine? And they're just walking circles in the wine? And what? Their feet, the bottom of their garment is red, but it said his whole vesture. It said his vesture shall be dipped in blood. Why? Because there's going to be bloodshed for Esau. Like, they really think like in God we trust, God bless America, God bless Trump. No, he's coming to slay y'all. But he said, who is this that coming from Bozrah and from Idumea? Go ahead. Read out verse 3.
Verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone.
Go ahead.
And of the people there was none with me.
Yeah, just showing that Yahweh Shai had to strike the first blow. There was nothing that we can do, because if you see a man stomping out a nation, how much help can you be? You try to make sure you don't get stomped out. You try to make sure you ain't Esau. Right? Like, wait a minute, let me make sure I'm not an Edomite. Right. You ain't got time to help. You trying to get out the way. So there was no one that was going to be able to withstand this power or help the power. Go ahead.
For I will tread them in mine anger.
Yeah, man, because our anger will never be built up to the level. When he said the cry of Jerusalem has gone up, woe to them that built the city on blood. It says the Most High sees. Man, that anger, you think you're pissed? You think I sound upset? The Most High's anger is you can't even measure it, man. To wipe out a nation, to stomp, it says to stomp them out like the wine fat. Bro, that's brutal. And then we're not going to have that in us. Not yet. Go ahead.
And trample them in my fury.
Read.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
Yeah, man, like a sprinkling of the temple. Bloop. Sprinkle. He said the blood is going to be on the garments, man. Yahweh Shai is going to be a bloody man. Like David. David killed his tens of thousands. Yahweh Shai killed his billions.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I will stain all my raiment.
Read.
For the day of vengeance is in mine heart.
Right, because the vengeance was never ours as a people to take. He said, vengeance is mine, our recompense. Our job was to look out for each other, not worry about Esau, because it's telling you here, he's going to get his. He's going to get what's coming to him. Read on.
And the year of my redeemed is come.
Right, go ahead.
And I looked, and there was none to help.
Right.
And I wondered that there was none to uphold.
Read on.
Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me.
Go ahead.
In my fury it upheld me.
He said, my fury upheld me.
God.
That rage, that righteous revenge carried Yahweh Shai. When he didn't look back like, oh, let's have mercy on Esau. Oh, you killed your brother? Oh, hug it out. Stroke his hair. Like they did the old girl in the courtroom. Yahweh Shai is like, hell nah, bro. My anger.
Can I just have a hug?
No. Like when he said, those that pierce me will see me.
Yeah.
Bro, he's remembering that. When they jabbed him in the side and strung him up like a dog. He's riding off of all the hundreds of millions of natives that were slaughtered. He's riding off of all the hundreds of millions of slaves that jumped into the Atlantic. He's riding off of all the 100 million babies that are aborted. That's what Yahweh Shai is riding on. We can never fathom. Even when I think about abortion, even when I think about slavery, I could never fathom all those bodies in the Atlantic. I'm like, I get it.
Sharks eating them up.
I could never fathom an island flourishing with people. And then in less than 5-10 years, it's decimated. I can't fathom that. I can't wrap my head around that concept because I've never seen it. I've only heard it. I've only read it. But Yahweh Shai, he said he's looking down. The Most High is looking down on the sinful kingdom. And he's taking account. Oh, 100 million slaves here. 100 million natives here. All the abortions. You got millions of Israelite abortions yearly. And then we ain't even talking about the ones, the brothers and sisters getting shot unjustly, getting locked up in jail, right? The bad food, the bad air, the bad social conditions, the kids at the border getting taken from their parents. Nobody's bringing that up. Y'all think Yahweh Shai? He said he's looking down at the sinful kingdom. What is he looking at?
It's just a flame of fire, man.
He's looking down at all the atrocity. And he said, read verse 5 one more time. Woo!
Isaiah chapter 63, verse 5.
Right?
And I looked.
Read.
And there was none to help.
Come on.
And I wondered that there was none to uphold.
Read.
Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me.
Come on.
And my fury.
And my what?
My fury.
Read.
It upheld me.
Verse 6.
And I will tread down the people in mine anger.
Yeah, because Yahweh Shai is going to be angry to wipe out this kingdom. Come on, man. Read on.
And make them drunk in my fury.
Right.
And I will bring down their strength to the earth.
Right, because Esau does what? It said they were lofty.
Yeah.
Right? They put themselves in the seat of the Most High. So what does Yahweh Shai got to do? I'm going to bring you down. You think you a God? I'm going to make you right back into a man. I'm going to bring you right back to the earth. You're going to sit back down in that dust, but I'm going to wipe you out this time. Right? Where else we going to go? Bring it on.
We're going to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. Check this out.
Again.
Go ahead, read.
2nd Ezra chapter 6.
And verse 7.
2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said,
Woo! Whoa. Let's go over there real quick. Go to Isaiah 59 and verse 16. Can we just get that?
Go to it.
Bro, because you know what? Oh, that's cold. let's go there real quick.
Isaiah chapter
This is the
59.
point right here that I want to get to.
Isaiah chapter
Yeah.
59 verse 16.
Right?
And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor.
Right?
Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him.
Go ahead.
And his righteousness.
And his what?
His righteousness.
So when the Most High treads down Esau, it's what?
His righteousness.
When he stomps them like the wine press, like the wine fat, it's what?
His righteousness.
When his apparel is sprinkled with blood, it's what?
His righteousness.
Go ahead.
It sustained him.
Read.
For he put on righteousness as a breastplate.
Come on.
And the helmets of salvation upon his head.
Right.
And he put on the garments of vengeance.
He put on the what?
Garments of vengeance.
Woo, read on.
For clothing.
Read on.
And was clad with zeal as a cloak.
Come on, read on.
Of
He gonna have zeal like a cape. Woo. Read on, man.
According to their deeds.
According to what?
According to their deeds.
This is how we know it's righteous. According to their deeds. Right? For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall compass thee about like a garment. So he said, according to their deeds, read on.
Accordingly, he will repay.
Read.
Fury to his adversary.
Right?
Recompense to his enemies.
Come on.
To the islands he will repay recompense.
Read verse 19.
So shall they fear the name of the Most High.
Right.
From the west.
Right.
And his glory from the rising of the sun.
Read.
When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Most High shall lift up a standard against him.
Right, because that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to come up against Yahweh Shai. You going to 2nd Ezra about that, right? Or are you going somewhere else?
I'm actually going somewhere else.
Right.
You
Go, no, we don't have to go. Read on.
Huh. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion.
Right. Read on.
And unto them that turn from transgression
Right.
in Jacob, saith the Most High.
Right. You see that? So, man, I love that. Woo! Woo-hoo! He said, vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. Now, we know we ain't taking vengeance out here, but we can be some of this.
Yeah.
We can have that zeal. We can have that righteous breastplate, that helmet of salvation. We're supposed to put those things on. We're supposed to wear these things, that armor, right? But that, oh my God, he said he put on garments for vengeance. That's wild. A cloak of zeal, like a cape. Yahweh Shai, man. Oh, bro. He said, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries. That's why I don't trip, man. I don't care when they do false flag news and blame us for things that we do. Because now they just impeached their whole stupid little white president. Good. Their own wickedness is correcting them. Right? How can Satan cast out Satan? His own white people impeached him. That's how backwards Esau is.
And then they're divided against him.
They're divided, right? They're like Satan divided against Satan. Can't stand. So I don't worry and get all frantic and get all, oh my God, they're doing false flag news. Oh my God, they're accusing us of killing people. And they've been accusing us. They've been slandering our name.
That's right.
They've been putting black people as the scum of the earth. They've been doing that, man. I don't get all up in arms. I just wait for this. I wait for the vengeance of the Most High. And every single day, you know what I love? Every single day, all you got to do is check the news and you're like, damn, Most High took vengeance. Most High checked Esau. Most High is ripping these people apart. Well, fire in Cali. You got the whole West burning down. Floods in the South. Ice storms in the Midwest. And you can't even live up north. It's like, come on, man.
You know it's funny too? You just mentioning like the natural disasters and stuff. Like you don't even think about like a tornado. Because that'll happen in the Midwest, and that usually happens where Edomites dwell.
Tornado Alley is all Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, and it's like Arizona-ish and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That whole Tornado Alley, there ain't no black folk out there.
And when it hits, think about it, man. When a tornado hits, it's like you chilling at your house, and next thing you know, it's gone.
Your neighbor's joint is gone. Yeah, like because the Most High.
And what's cold about it is his house will go, but your house,
because
your house will be gone, but his will stay.
Because there'll be spirits that are created for vengeance.
So you know the Most High is like, yep, him.
Yep.
Yeah.
But sis.
That's like where I'm from. There, it's like mostly white people. When my dad was a kid, there was a whole city, side of the city that was all white people. 7 tornadoes hit simultaneously.
Yeah.
Ripped up that whole side of the white town.
Most High gonna make sure that they get his vengeance.
Like, it's not just at this time when Yahweh Shai comes, he's continually taking, just like how he checks us. How we know we're Israel? Because he checks us. Vengeance will begin at my house first.
Yeah.
But how do we know Esau's catching it? Because look at his countries. Look at America, an Edomite ran nation. Look at all of Europe. It's desolate. It's garbage. Nobody wants to be there. It's dreary. It's cold. It's dark. It's almost like vampire land.
Yeah.
You got to be a vampire to live in Europe if you're a white boy. Ain't no sunlight out there. That's for like people that just want to be suicidal. It's suicidal land. Long trench coat, rainy, cold, blah. Right?
Yeah.
Most High stays showing us, man, even through his judgment, who is who and what is what. How can we deny it? Next scripture. Let's go.
2nd Ezra 6.
You got me
verse
turned.
7.
You got me turned.
2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 7.
Go ahead.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time?
So if you ever wanted to know, this is another way that you know who Esau is as well. It says the parting asunder of times, right? So if you ever wanted to know what the end of times is, read.
Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Go ahead.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac,
Go ahead.
when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
But see, that was symbolic. Jacob's hand holding the heel of Esau was symbolic. Read.
For Esau is the end of the world,
Ooh.
and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So how do you know that we're in the end of the world? Oh, it's easy. Because Esau's the end of the world. Esau's in power.
Right. He's the
End of this wicked regime and generation where
Yeah.
he's ushering in our salvation. Y'all see that, right? Esau is ushering in Yahweh Shai to come and break his back and put us back in power. Esau is the end of a generation. Jacob is the beginning. That holding on to the eel, the elder shall serve the younger.
Yeah.
That's what that was about. When you go back to Genesis, when Jacob grabbed Esau's heel, that was symbolic. That he that leadeth into captivity shall be led into captivity.
That's right.
So when we talk about, Esau's going into captivity, and you got dumb niggas talking about, no, they can be saved. Well, wait a minute. So we just throw prophecy out the door? Is that what we do now? We just throw Genesis 25 out the door? We throw 2nd Ezra out the door because Esau can be saved? What about the prophecy that said the elder shall serve the younger?
You know, it's funny. I never hear a brother just. But what about the Elamites? I've never.
Like Elam can't be. So Elam can't be saved either. Like, come on.
It's just Esau.
But my point is, what about the prophecy?
Yeah.
The elder shall serve the younger. When? When we gonna get Esau to serve us, or is the Bible lying? That's how you get cats. Like, they don't read. It'd be simple, right in Genesis. Well, if the elder shall serve the younger, when is that supposed to happen? Because if this ain't the Edomite captivity that we're under, then we got another 400 years of captivity. According to prophecy, we do.
Yeah.
We got another, is that what it is? Like, if these ain't the Edomites, so you mean to tell me that we got another 400 more years? We got to do Deuteronomy 28 all over again?
And if we got another 400 years, man, what is the world going to be like?
Oh, come on. We would literally be wiped out.
But the way you know that's BS is because the Most High said that unless He made the time short, all of us will be as Sodom. We will be as Sodom
and Gomorrah.
And Gomorrah.
Yep.
It's already Sodom and Gomorrah. So 400 years from now,
how much more sodomy do you need? They're banging dogs.
Yeah.
They're having sex with dolphins. How much more sodomitish can it get? So we got to get the Saudi Arabians over to put us in captivity too, and then they start molesting animals and children.
And you know it's nuts. So with what we went over, we was going over how Esau took it too far, right?
Wild.
So if the white man did this to us, and he's not, and you're claiming that he's not Esau, then what is going to happen?
How much further is it going to go?
How much worse can it get?
Right.
Like, how bad is our slavery going to get? Like, how bad is everything, all the curses is going to get? If Esau wasn't the worst, like...
If this man right now that's in power and ruling over us right now is not the worst of the heathen, then what else do we have in store? Like, do we have to literally start the men of Israel? And I'm talking, when I say the men of Israel, I'm talking about brothers in the truth got to start getting raped out there by Edomites and by other nations. Like, how much worse does it have to get if this man that's in power, the so-called white man, isn't Esau? How much more worse does it got to get?
The same man that put Christ, that hung Christ on the cross.
I mean, inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
How much more can we stand as a people if this is not the last captivity and we got another 400 years because the Saudi Arabians are Esau? Like, how much more do we got to go through as a people? How much more, like, we literally got to, like, be dying in the tens of thousands in the middle of the street, getting raped in the street? We literally got to just be in the wilderness or something? But this is how you know people don't, the ones that claim that the so-called white man is not Esau, they don't know the Bible. And they don't look at life and everyday comings and goings and the judgments of the Most High and the biblical prophecies. You don't put them all together.
Yeah.
You take one part and run with that. Oh, he got the fatness of the earth, so he got oil. Man, that's it? We got the fatness of the earth. Well, he lives by the sword. Okay, well, I always ask the question, when's the last time a Saudi Arabia committed violence on a large scale against Israel? Unless we ate the Israelites.
And it says that Esau did that throughout history.
Unless we ate the Israelites. You see how you get dangerous when you start trying to change.
Yeah, okay.
You see that? Unless we ain't Israel and somebody else got to go in the slave ships, right? And we just blowing smoke up everybody's rear. You see that? But we know we Israel. We going through the curses, and we know who is administering the punishment. He said, "The wicked is my belt." Right? They're my sword.
Yeah.
So if they ain't cutting us down, then who is? See, this is when we got to wake up, man. We got to put it all together. We got to put everything together that we're learning. And it's really I guess it got to be like in your spirit, I guess. You got to be a spiritual man to know who Esau is. What else we got?
Many are called, few are chosen. Go to Micah 4:10.
Got it.
Micah 4:10. So Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? And just like when Esau came out, Jacob grabbed the heel of Esau. Read Micah 4:10.
Micah chapter 4, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion.
Because guess what? Now it's our turn to be born.
Ooh.
So just like as a woman is about to bring forth a baby, she's in pain. It's the same thing, man. It's a painful process for us to be born, for us to be birthed as a nation and for our kingdom to come to pass. It's going to be painful. Many trials and tribulations to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Read.
O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail.
Go ahead.
For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon.
And we should, when it says thou shalt go out of the city, we left out of the city of Jerusalem, out of our cities. And we dwelt in the field. What is the field? The field is the world. So instead of us dwelling in our own land, in our own place, now we dwell in the four corners of the earth.
Yep.
And we even dwell in Babylon, which is modern day America. Back then it was Cush, it was the Ethiopians. It don't even matter.
The Babylonians was the Sudanese and Cush and
Ethiopia.
Yeah, that whole area.
What was the other nation? Ethiopia split with them.
Eritrea.
That was them, but this is talking about this modern day Babylon, which is America. Read.
there shalt thou be delivered.
It says where? Read that again.
There shalt thou be delivered.
It says that we gonna be delivered right here.
Ooh.
And that's what the brothers and sisters talking about. We gotta run back to Israel. Well, the scripture says we gonna be delivered right here too. It don't matter where you at, the four corners of the earth. The Most High is gonna deliver you from there.
God.
And go to
You gotta have faith to believe that, though.
God.
go to Isaiah 63 and no, not 63. Go to Isaiah 60.
You see how when you read, you can crush all doctrine. You can crush that flee doctrine, flee back to Israel, flee to South America. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
Period.
Most High said He's going to deliver you from the four corners of the earth. He'll set up an ensign. He said they're going to be delivering our children, the heathen. They're going to be bringing them on ships and on their damn backs from the four corners.
God.
So why do I got to flee anywhere if they're going to be bringing us? Why do I got to run to somewhere else that's more wicked or just as wicked? We got to see it.
Go to Isaiah chapter 43 and 1.
Isaiah chapter 43 verse 1.
Go ahead.
But now thus saith the Most High that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee.
Yeah, man, it's our time.
My scripture right here.
Read.
I have called thee by thy name.
Read.
Thou art mine.
Go ahead.
When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee.
When we pass through the waters, Yahweh Shai is going to be with us, man, the Most High. Read.
And through the rivers,
Go ahead.
they shall not overflow thee.
Go ahead.
When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee.
And reason I'm bringing this out, what does America like to show in their movies? 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow and all that.
Death and destruction.
Death and destruction. So when these bombs start to drop, when these places start to get flooded, it's saying right here, man, we walking through that water, we gonna be fine. Water ain't gonna drown us.
You're the chosen.
If you're the chosen,
Ooh.
the rivers ain't gonna drown us. The fire ain't gonna burn us. We'll be fine. Jump to verse 5.
Fear not,
Go ahead.
for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west.
He'll do what?
I will bring thy seed from the east.
So why I got to go anywhere?
Ooh.
Exactly.
Why I got to flee to South America or to run back to Yisrael? Why? That's not even the real Yisrael. That's not even the real land. So all
God.
you're going to do is what brothers is happening to them out there. They're going to push you up in a corner in the desert somewhere and treat you like you crap anyway.
God.
Brothers that ran to Israel, they ran to Demona, they getting treated like crap. Like outcasts. Like niggas in America get treated in the projects. Why? Because it's not about running and fleeing.
Yeah.
It was about Yahweh Shai's deliverance. Go ahead.
For I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west.
Go ahead.
I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back.
Give up what? Give my people up.
Just like he said to Pharaoh, let my people go.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think he's going to be pleading with the nations with? You think he's going to be like, oh, y'all going to keep my command? Nah, give me my people. Go ahead.
Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth,
Read.
even every one that is called by my name.
Listen, it says everyone. Read.
For I have created him for my glory. I have formed him. Yeah, I have made him.
That's it on that. Go to Isaiah chapter 17 and verse 11.
Isaiah what?
We're going to go to Isaiah chapter 17 and verse 11.
Isaiah chapter 17, verse 11. In the day shalt thou make, Salaki, in the day shalt thou make thy plant to grow.
Yeah, where that plant that's going to start to grow. Read.
And in the morning shalt thou make thy seed to flourish.
Go ahead.
But the harvest shall be a heap in the day of grief and of desperate sorrow.
Something to keep in mind, man. It's telling you right here. We're that harvest. But it's saying that we're going to be in a heap. We're going to be a heap in the day of grief and of desperate sorrow. But why? Because, like it says, man, we're going to be that woman that's in travail to birth us, to birth us as a nation, and we're going through it right now. We're going through all that right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna hit this.
Go ahead, read on.
Go to jump to verse 14.
Verse 14. And behold, at evening tide trouble, and before the morning he is not.
So I had skipped to verse 14, but I was speaking of the destruction. So at eventide, it's gonna be like trouble. By the time the morning comes, it's already gonna be done.
Ooh.
It's already gonna be destroyed. But just like Yahweh Shai said, it's only gonna take an hour for this kingdom to fall. So during that hour, it's gonna be like eventide, but by the time the morning, it's gonna be nighttime. Well, I don't want to say it's gonna be nighttime, but the scripture says by the time the morning comes, it's done. Read.
This is the portion of them that spoil us, and the lots of them that rob us.
Yeah, this was gonna happen, man, because they spoil us and they rob us.
Dang.
Daily.
God.
Daily, man. But verse 11 is key, man. It says, but the harvest shall be a heap in the day of grief and of desperate sorrow. So we gotta keep our minds right during this time. So we'll end it at this one, man. Go to Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14.
Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14.
Go ahead.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Yeah, no more are people going to be saying, man, remember the Most High delivered us from the land of Egypt. The Most High delivered the Israelites from the land of Egypt, because that's the captivity that we're known the most from being delivered from. But this place is worse than Egypt. At least in Egypt, we knew we were Israelites. We knew our tribes.
God.
We knew where we were from. We spoke our language. We still ate what we needed to eat. But here, listen, everything's been stripped from us. Everything. So no longer will it be said that the Most High delivered us from the land of Egypt. But read.
But the Most High liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
And what's the land of the north? North America. North America, South America. But North America is known as this modern day Babylon. So no longer will we be known as the children that got delivered from Egypt, but we'll be known as the children that got delivered from America. Read.
And from all the lands whither he had driven them.
From all the lands. Not just America, but from the four corners of the earth where the Most High has driven us. Read.
And I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers.
Go ahead.
Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Most High.
Yep.
And they shall fish them.
And that's what we doing, man. Now is the time to fish.
Ooh.
Now is the time to fish. We see what's going on. Trump just got impeached. Listen, we don't know what America got planned for us. So now is the time to fish our people.
It's gonna get bumpy.
Exactly. Now's the time to fish our people, wake our people up. Now's the time to get ourselves right and on point, so that we can get others right and on point, so that we can bring it on, man. You know, it's like the scripture said, like the angel said to Lot and his family, get out, because we can't do nothing until you
depart.
Yep. So we want those angels to do what we want the Most High and Yahweh Shai to do what he says he's going to do, but we need to do what we need to do, right, so that he can do what he's going to do.
Revelation 7, he said, hurt not the earth until the 144,000 are sealed.
Done.
Right? But he said, I will send for many what?
Fishers.
Read.
Saith the Most High.
Come on.
And they shall fish them.
Right.
And after will I send for many hunters.
I will do what?
After I will send for many hunters.
Yeah. Now,
Ooh.
I don't want to go too deep, but when is that going to happen? But that's going to happen when, remember, he said, the nation and kingdom that will not serve me, bring them hither, and slay them utterly before me. So What y'all think when we get in the kingdom? There's gonna be nations around, man, that don't want to serve. We're gonna be going out there and hunting these damn nations down and wiping them out. Yeah, because the whole earth is gonna have to bow to the law. It says the law shall go forth from Zion. Right? So what are we gonna be controlling from the kingdom? We're gonna be controlling the earth, the nation and kingdom that will not bow, bring them hither and slay them utterly. We're gonna go out and hunt them down like Hunger Games. Where you think they get all that from? Yeah. You gonna listen, that spirit's gonna be put on you to be a hunter. And you're gonna be proud to go out there. You're gonna be proud to go out there and wipe these people out because they don't want to bow. Right? So that was a good class. Rakataya Howard. Right?
What a way to send us in the Hanukkah, huh?
Right? A good way to right. And we got more good classes coming. When we get back, it's gonna be a little rest time for us, a little recharge of the spirit, a little unity, a little feasting, right? A little folding of the hands, not really. Psych, right? No folding of the hands here. But we definitely gonna take the time to decompress a little bit, hang out with brothers, hang out with sisters, get our minds right, and the next push is what? We push into the Passover. So, yeah. So hopefully, everybody in this week, this pagan New Year. Hopefully everybody stays in the spirit. Hopefully you don't get drowned by the filth that they're pushing, the music, the custom, the tradition, the family. Hopefully you don't get drowned out by that, man. Stay in the spirit, stay reading, stay communicating. Y'all got our numbers. Hit us up if y'all need us for that strength. This is what we're here for. We're here for y'all. So again, use us. I keep telling that to select brothers and sisters that y'all gotta use what the Most High put in front of you. So yeah. If there's any questions, is there any questions on the class? Nothing online? Anything? Live? Yeah. With that, let's give them a little second. My little ending dissertation. But yeah, if there's no questions, we'll see y'all back here next week, Friday, which is the 27th. Saturday? Wait, what's the last night?
It'll be Friday.
The last night of the feast is Friday?
No, Thursday. It's the last night.
We will be online until Saturday.
Oh, yeah, you won't see us here online in Houston until Saturday. Kazakia and VA will be online Friday. Salah. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, but we'll be, as far as I know, we'll be doing class Friday from VA. Okay? All right, so if that's it, let's salute everybody online. Let's say shalom.
Shalom!
We'll see y'all next Saturday. Shalom. Everybody else rise and face the east.
Messiah is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutting. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you want to fly or do you keep the Bible on cop? The Most High is my rock.
TK.
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock.